Here's Brooke.
I'm freaking pumped up right now. I told him it was an only said freaking. Hello. Hi, everyone. We are live from Omaha, Nebraska. I am radioing in some people from all over the place. It's going to be fun. We're going to do a comedy show for you. You just get to sit there and laugh at us. To show you my cool shirt. Check it out, ajwhitehead.com. Burn Everything tees. They have a lot of different ones. We'll put a link in the chat for you. Let's see. We've been doing this every week since, well, we took a little break, but kind of like May or something of last year. We've been having a lot of fun. I'm going to tell some jokes, and we're going to have a couple more comedians. You ready for a good time?
Yep.
Ooh. Good. I'm glad y'all are excited. I thought maybe Rocky pumped you up a little bit, but just me. Let's see. I want to tell you about just a few things about me. I tried really hard to be normal for a long time. It's like a unicorn trying to go in and just to pretend like they're a regular horse, and their horn just keeps poking people in the butt. Not literally, but I don't know. I'm kind of like a mermaid, so I've got like really long hair, and I'm like always wet. Or also like the unicorn I was just talking about, magical and really horny. Just looking for a centaur, something that I can mount from the back. All right, we'll ride something else. That was a cheer I learned. We ain't bad and we ain't cocky, gonna ride on you like a Kawasaki, vroom vroom. Vroom vroom. Yeah, they taught me a lot of weird things in cheerleading, gosh, 2-finger smile. That was something we learned like the first 2 weeks. It's just like a lot, kind of like me, it's a lot for the jaw. I don't know. They said it was for smile purposes, but it felt like it was something more, They also had us like in little short skirts, just jumping around, kicking our legs up in the air, saying, be aggressive, be aggressive, and score, boys, score. Yeah, I did eventually get kicked off cheerleading. I did it for a long time. I did it for 7 years. I went to nationals in Orlando, Daytona, Minnesota, first place trophies, got a spirit stick, and I had a lot of passive aggressiveness towards my cheerleading coach. She was the worst, she was actually why I got kicked off cheerleading. I ended up standing up for myself and calling her names really loud in the middle of practice. Yeah. Anyone else not very good at communicating when they have very strong feelings going on? That's come up a few times in my life. Oh, yeah. There's just so many places I could go. I did decide to learn cheers. Not cheers. They taught me the cheers. I memorized pickup lines to kind of help me all the anger towards my cheerleading coach, and I would use them on the cute girls in the short skirts, you know, that were jumping up and down and kicking their legs up in the air and stuff. And stuff like, "Hey, are those space pants, Jenny?" And like throw her up in the air. And then catch her, and then slap her on the titties. Oh, the end of the joke was, "'cause your ass is out of this world." They had a lot of good pickup lines back on AOL. Let's see. Sometimes I like listen to my jokes and my material and I'm like, geez, someone give that dog a bone, you know? Go out for a walk, let her do her business or help her do her business. But then I'm like, maybe I'm not a dog person. Maybe I like cats. Yeah? Ever think of that? That would be perfect. But I was told it was a sin, you know, and it was disgusting. But like, my mom also said that blowjobs were disgusting. So we're not right all the time, is what I'm saying. I'm not a huge blowjob fan, but I am like a fan of like reciprocation and 69s. Right? And like anything can be a 69 if your head is in the right place. And if you were taught to be aggressive, eat aggressive. Like you're going to take that thing like a champ, even if you're more of a cat person. Oh, so many things I can say in 2 minutes. I did get a Nintendo 69 for Christmas. Oh, fucking cool. So cool. It's limited edition. You have to be on a mailing list and of a certain age. They do a background check because of the pieces, you know. There's a piece for your face, and then there's a piece for your waist. I've been playing Donkey Kong like nonstop. Kind of got deep with the Smash Brothers, so it was fun. They have like this game called World of Goo. Like, wow, like, wow, I thought college was gooey, you know? The Legend of Dildo is actually on my like ready to download after this, so I don't know what y'all are doing. It is like with the virtual reality, I feel like there's like a lot of ways you could go to join, you know, like I don't know, like because I've just been doing it on my own world, but I know like there's lots of video games like you play and other people can play at the same time, so it'd be kind of fun if we all played our Nintendo 69s virtually at the same time. I don't know, that might be weird. My favorite song is Come Together. Not just another 69 joke. I know people like don't like 69s because of the neck cramps and the weird positions and maybe like not being able to breathe. I get that. But it's nice like just like feeling like you matter too, you know? Like, okay. I've got a really fun show for you all. I promise it's not all gonna be sexual, but maybe it is. If it is, that's fine too, you know? Sex workers deserve better. If you don't today, this is the kind of humor that we're gonna give you. Just kidding. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited for this show. I've got someone from Denver, someone from Vegas. I've got a few on deck for a lightning round at the end, so stay tuned for that. But first, we're going to hop in a jet plane, fly far, far, far from here or wherever you're at, and we're going to go to Scotland. He's got a podcast. I'm actually on one of the episodes, so you'll have to check it out. Please put your hands together right now for Jimmy Longmore.
Cheers. Thanks very much, man. Well, like Brooke says, I'm from Scotland, so you might struggle to understand my accent, but I'm going to warn you, if you don't laugh, I'm going to put this on and make it worse. I've actually been walking about with my set written in my hand most of the day, so if I happen to see you in the supermarket and you've seen the jokes, I'm sorry for the spoilers, but if you could read them, you were standing too close. Actually, standing here, I'm obviously meant to tell some jokes, but given the format, I feel I should be issuing some kind of plea or assurance to the camera. Like, I'm okay, no one's hurt me, they're feeding me, but can you please make sure the funds are transferred by close of business on Friday? Now, I'm just joking. I'm getting used to these gigs now. I've done a gig in New York from my bathroom the other night. Done a gig in Los Angeles from my living room last night. And earlier on tonight, I've done a gig in Paris from my kitchen while I was sitting on a plate. And I totally fucking smashed it.
Yeah.
But these gigs kind of remind me of the workshop environment, which is actually where I learned comedy. It was really cool, actually, to learn how to tell jokes in a pretty safe environment. Every time they go to the workshop, the guy would say, what happens in the workshop stays in the workshop. But then he'd put it all up on fucking Facebook. He used to tell me I was brilliant. I really thought I was brilliant at this until I realised he said that to everyone. He put a positive spin on everything. He would have probably told Ted Bundy that at least he was a good Republican. But I'm kind of new to comedy, but I'm not new to public performance. I used to DJ, in fact. DJed for years and years. I used to DJ at raves and festivals, but it never felt too safe. It was a very dangerous occupation. Especially when you're driving to a festival and someone says, can you hold this steering wheel while I make a joint? And I remember going to see The Matrix when I first started, and it was like red pill or blue pill. I said, fuck that, man, give me both. I've never taken one tablet in my life. Dream on, Morpheus. Like I say, we experimented with drugs. And that wasn't too safe either, because no one ever used lab coats or goggles or anything like that, or test tubes. But it was actually a chaotic lifestyle, and ended up in a bit of trouble over that. I actually ended up in prison. Oh. I got 6 weeks. In Britain, we've got an actual charge called being concerned in the traffic of LSD, and I get 6 weeks in prison for that, which I think was very unfair. Because who wouldn't be concerned in the traffic, especially when LSD's involved? I actually get set up by a close friend who informed about me to the police, and I get really upset about that, but I didn't hold any grudges. In fact, a few years later, I even went to his funeral, despite the fact that it hadn't been me that killed him. All my friends just said I went to piss in his grave, and I said, don't be silly, man. He's getting cremated. But jail pretty much done its job. I was fully rehabilitated when I came out because I was a junkie. But I managed to get off drugs a few years later when I actually had to get a gallbladder operation, and they refused to take out my gallbladder because the doctor said I was too fat, I still smoked, and I had so many opiates in my system, they had to run a second test to make sure I wasn't the resurrected corpse of Sid Vicious. So I took umbrage at that and went home and didn't smoke, ate less, didn't take any drugs. If you can imagine that as being like the world's shittest training montage. And then I went back to the hospital and I was like, see, I don't smoke, I'm eating better and I don't take any drugs. And the doctor was like, yeah, okay, you're a fucking lunatic. We'll take your gallbladder as long as you make sure you fuck off right off after the operation. But I actually stopped taking drugs just in time because I had to become a carer. My mum was ill with MS and I was a carer for 8 years. It was very lonely being a carer. It was 8 years where I had no social life. And in 8 years, I barely had any sex. Least of all with her. But she passed away a couple of years and I got my life back. And I got into the world online dating. And the main thing I found about Tinder right away was it's almost got the perfect symbol. It's got a little circle with a flame inside. All it's really missing is a little pile of ashes that used to be human hearts directly underneath it. And my first Tinder profile, I was very careful to point out that I wasn't just looking for sex. And I think most of the girls seen the profile and went, just as well, you're not fucking getting any. But like, I ended up in a relationship after that. Sorry, I'm getting flustered because I'm thinking I should put on my mask. But, I mean, I think millennials are quite fucked up, right? But I think I'm going to have the last laugh when Tinder babies come out. There's going to be all these kids jumping about whose parents actually met in dating apps. Can you imagine? I mean, I know my own parents' story for how they met, better than Marty McFly did, and he was fucking there twice. But what the Tinder baby's parents' story is going to be like, it'll be like, yes, son, first time I ever seen your mum, I had to swipe right because she had some trout pout on her. And mum will go, oh yeah, it's a brilliant story. First time I ever seen your father, I accidentally swiped left. But they brought in a function where you go like that and they come back and here you are. Brilliant story. But I came off Tinder because I got in a relationship. It was a relationship that ended up so toxic, you could have used its energy to get a DeLorean back to 1985. See, that's my second Back to the Future reference, but I think you're allowed 3, so. But it was okay at first. It actually turned out she was into BDSM, which was something I wasn't too familiar with. Because for a second date, she appeared on my doorstep wearing a French maid's outfit, and she asked me to tie her to this black swivel chair I've got in the middle of my living room. So I complied with her wishes and tied her to this black swivel chair in the middle of my living room. And when I'd done that, she said, you can do anything you want to me. And I was like, I'm kind of getting that from the fact you're tied to a black swivel chair in the middle of my living room. I didn't think we were rehearsing for a kinky mastermind. She was into other things as well. She was into like arts and crafts and dance and all these types of fiction and dress up that I'd never heard of, like steampunk. I don't know if you know what steampunk is, but it's basically Victorian era cyber fiction, which was appropriate because she was quite an apt gaslighter. Like I say, it was a toxic relationship, and I played my part in how messed up it got as well. Like the last night we were in bed together, she told me that I was selfish. She said I was ignorant. And, she said something else, but I can't remember what it was because I was having a wank at the time. But, we split up and then it was quite a bad breakup and I ended up using a lot of Tinder and things. But by that point, I'd actually become a comedian and I was using photos of myself on stage. And every time I spoke to a girl on Tinder, she said, you're just looking for material, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, have you got any? Going out on all these crazy dates. But I had to come off Tinder when lockdown started, which was probably just as well for me because I was really pretty much going mad on Tinder. Lockdown was okay at the start. I managed to keep myself pretty active at the start, going about long walks in my neighbourhood and things. In fact, one day I went pretty far and found myself somewhere that was technically very crowded, although everyone stayed at least 6 feet away, so that was good. But all the same, I never went back to that graveyard. And I managed to keep myself safe, well and busy back at the start of lockdown. Mainly I kept myself busy by assuring everyone I know in different apps that I was safe and well. By 3 months in, whenever anyone texted me to ask how I was doing, I felt like texting back, I'm doing the same as you, I'm pretending everything's fine, now fuck off. And I ended up getting sick of wanking in lockdown. I mean, I didn't even know that was possible. How do you get sick of wanking? Every time I went to do it, I knew how the Queen must feel about Prince Andrew. I mean, it was my flesh and blood, but I just didn't want to see it anymore. But I blame 5G for that. I think David Icke and Alex Jones were right about 5G. And I thought 5G was going to be good news for shit and porn addicts. I mean, even monkeys in captivity get to enjoy a little wank from time to time. I know that for a fact because that was an awkward family outing. Although, if you were a zookeeper, what do you do about a monkey that keeps wanking anyway? I'm sure it's much harder to explain to an 8-year-old why your monkeys don't have any hands. And I started lucid dreaming in lockdown. I didn't even know what lucid dreaming was, but I found out it's basically lucid dreaming. It's like when you can control your dreams. It's like being in the Matrix, or it's like psychic Minecraft or something. But I just found myself having sex with a surprising amount of people. And then I thought, was I really lucid dreaming or just dreaming that I'm a pervert? And I ended up wondering, like, just all these daft thoughts in lockdown, like, when did drink driving actually become a crime? Like, when did they figure out it was, it was not a good thing to drink and drive? I know when I was a kid in the 80s, nobody really bothered about drink driving. If you get in an accident, the police would only ask if you'd been drinking out of mild curiosity. And if the answer was 3 drinks, the only thing they would take note of was the fact that you couldn't hold your drink. In fact, people used to actually leave the scene of an accident and go for a couple of swift halves so that the police wouldn't think they were a lightweight when they got there. But, I've done a few jokes about the lockdown and my thoughts on the lockdown and all of that, but I don't want to make any jokes about the coronavirus itself. Because I'm old enough to remember jokes about the planes in 9/11, and none of them landed. But it is lockdown. We're not meant to be doing anything, and I guess my resolve broke. So I went on a little Tinder date today, which will probably come as a bit of a surprise to my girlfriend sat in the audience. But I went on this Tinder date today. It was okay at first. We went for a coffee in the park and we were chatting and things and getting on really well. And I liked her, and she definitely seemed to like me. And at one point, I leaned forward to take her hand, and she just looked at my hand and stood up and stormed off. And I was like, wait, where are you going? And she said, why the fuck do you have BDSM, dogging, toxic relationship, gaslighter, wanking, and and fucking drugs written in your hand? So I had to read my own notes there, like. Almost made it to 12 minutes, but, since you didn't understand half of it anyway, fuck it. Cheers, thanks very much, man. My podcast is called Oh Lockdown, How You Laugh, and all my socials are Jimmy Jock, JIMIJOKK. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you, Jimmy. Woo! Yes, I understood some of that. Not everything, which I think if I would have understood everything, I would have been laughing really hard. So I apologize. I need to travel more. I need to see the world, spend more time with my people. So thank you. I did put on the live stream your Instagram and a link for the podcast, so people can just click. It'll change their world. Yeah.
Brilliant, cool, man.
Thank
Cheers.
you, Jimmy. Woo! Yeah, grab your chewing gum. We're gonna hop back on the plane. I apologize if there's some turbulence. We're gonna go all the way to Denver, right? Denver, Colorado. But it looks like she might be in outer space right now. Maybe she's going to Mars. Who knows? Everyone, our next comedian, she's really, really awesome. What? Our next comedian, she's really, really awesome. She's from Denver, Colorado. Please put your hands together for Shea.
Thank you, Brooke. Oh my God, it's so good to be here. I'm Shea. I'm gonna have to check out that Tinder app. That sounds interesting. Our democracy, I think, is like a decades-old marriage. And Joe Biden is here to save it. Joe Biden is America's marriage counselor in chief. In our democracy, we're going to stick together through good times and in bad, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in sickness. Joe would sit down with the Democrats first. Demi, I know you'd rather be with Bernie, but I can revive this marriage. Maybe get you a date night. Let's start. When you greet your Republican friends, don't start with, "Die, Satan." Try, "Hi, Carla." He'd sit down with the Republicans next. "Hey, man, you've changed. Demi doesn't recognize you anymore. Where's the Reagan-era fiscal conservative she fell in love with? Now it's runaway spending, huge deficits, and animal skins. I'm going to put you on a regimen of vitamins, exercise, and 1 hour a day of the puppy Super Bowl." American politics are so weird because we cherry pick facts to support our political beliefs. It's called motivational reasoning. I know my neighbor Carla is Satan. She supports tax cuts, fracking, and something else. She supports tax cuts, fracking, and she lives at 666 Elm Street. Motivational reasoning works so well because we can believe the best about ourselves and the worst about others. Carla says she knows I'm a communist because I drive an electric car, I grow my own kale, and on my back, I have a tattoo of Vladimir Putin. But I don't have a back tattoo of Putin because I think he's a communist. I've got Putin on my back because I read somewhere he's vegan. I'm single.
Woo!
Being single works for me. I've had a great career, interesting boyfriends, and a lot of dogs. And a child. We live in Boulder, Colorado, where parents are enlightened. In Boulder, parents put their kids in daycare for 2 hours every other Wednesday. That's when the enlightened parents get together and they learn to rock climb, search for purpose, and compost. I'm at work one day. I'm not enlightened. And I get a call from school. Miss Shea, your 11-year-old son forgot his lunch. Please, bike over with his bento box. I'm at work. Is there a vending machine? Oh, Miss Shea, there are no vending machines in Boulder. They don't properly store raw goat milk. He'll be fine. He can eat when he gets home. What? This is Boulder. And until you get here, the rest of the class refuses to eat. They're calling it a hunger strike. A hunger strike? Are you sure it's not a keto fast? This is Boulder. My child is almost a teenager now, so I hardly ever see him. The last time I saw him, he was wearing a cloak, holding a lightsaber, and talking about the last remnants of the Obama administration. Mother, we've got to use the Force, escape this trap, destroy the Death Star, and provide health care for everyone. Something is not right. So I say to him, let's get one thing straight. When I'm wearing this crown, it's not Mother, it's Your Majesty. I have friends who are stay-at-home moms. They always wonder how I manage to do it all. I'm with my friend Clover. We're in her kitchen and she's making dinner. Oh, Kath, she says, it must be so hard. Don't you wish you had a husband to help? And as she is saying this, I see her husband Topher pull into the driveway on his unicycle. I think I'm good. It's not hard dating as a single parent if you know how to multitask. My son hates going to restaurants with me. The waiter says, I'll be taking care of you tonight. Ooh, I know you will. Have a seat. For the record, I had 5 marriage proposals. That sounds like a brag until I tell you one man got down on one knee, asked me to be part of his fellowship, and handed me a copy of Lord of the Rings. When I was younger, I kept up with my boyfriends. I ran the marathons. I skied the mountains. I did the Kegels. But now I'm in the market for something different. Some people want a vintage car. I want a vintage man. My whole life, I've been waiting to date an old man. Someone who wants to go out for soup, sit on a bench, and talk about World War II. I still dream about Rob Pattinson. Now that he's finally old enough for me to have feelings for him. Without it being creepy. But I don't want a younger man for the same reason people don't get a Jack Russell Terrier. Too much work. Every 70-year-old man in my neighborhood can bench press 250, run a 7-minute mile, and twerk like Nicki Minaj. Wow. I can't keep up with that. I'm looking for someone who can keep up with my routine of 2 naps a day. Woo! And have you noticed the white teeth? A man's teeth should tell me he's enjoyed the finer things in life, like red wine, coffee, and blood pressure meds. On a lunch date, and I order blueberry pancakes, and my date says, "Your pancakes will lead to reactive hypoglycemia and extreme fatigue." Yeah, that's how I get ready for my nap. I'm digging in, trying to enjoy my pancakes, and he keeps talking, and he tells me he and his ex have a healthy relationship after their conscious uncoupling. Gross. Introduce me to the man who's been kicked to the curb by at least 3 different women and barely has any fight left in him. He says, "I'm ready to be my best self and live life to the fullest with you." Hard pass. Too much work. Plus, my best self is hanging out somewhere back in 1995.
Okay.
I'm not quite ready for the Fox News fan, but I'd welcome someone who has a medic alert system, twice a week grocery delivery, and a granddaughter who can drive us around after dark in his But I haven't given up. Tomorrow, after my nap, I'm going to take some soup over to the COVID vaccine distribution site. I know I could find someone there to talk about World War II. I'm also looking for a new job. It's difficult for women to find their dream job because people make assumptions about the types of jobs women want. Like Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. Does she want to be a successful model/actress? Or is her dream job in accounts receivable? Yeah. What did her parents say to her when she was a little girl? "Gal, we know you like math, but with a face like that." She's too pretty for math. People don't want to hire women for job because they think women lose focus because we have these outside distractions like whether she can fly, whether she can spin a golden lasso, or whether she has a child. Even when Gal can get past the interview process, they still might not offer her the job. "I'm sorry, Miss Gadot. We just found you too Wonder Woman-y. Plus, we already have a woman in accounting." Miss Gadot, Time magazine has described you as a woman of influence. We don't want women of influence. We want a woman who will come in, sit in her cubicle, take a 30-minute lunch, and go home to her cats. And you, Miss Gadot, you obviously have a dog. It must just be a career dead end to be a successful actress/model. How do you go from saving the world to making copies? Well, I really like Miss Gadot. I think she's amazing, and I hope that you all do too. Thank you all so much for having me. I'm Catherine Shea.
I mean, Miss Gadot sounds awesome, but Catherine Shea, how about her? Woo! That was awesome. You were saying something about either you being on your knees or someone being on your knees, and it was at 6.9. I just thought that was neat. That was pretty cool.
I planned it.
See, that's just like the 69th fairy working in all these beautiful ways on my behalf. So glad to have you on. One more round of applause for Catherine. Funny. I put her Instagram in the chat so you can follow her. And yeah, just put her in your show. That was awesome. That was really fun. We've got another comedian for part of our showcase, and then we're going to have our lightning round full of more awesomes. So I know this one from Sauce in the City and Brenda Brown. She's fantastic. She works really hard and put together like a really neat concept and show, and she's doing it live in Vegas. He is from Vegas. He came to the Backline open mic, had me in stitches. I had a cramp. I put stars next to his name. I said, hey, and he said, yes. And now we get to enjoy it. Are y'all excited? I know. Please put your hands together right now for Jay Coldwater.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Just in case you guys are wondering, I'm in my most sexiest pose for this moment in time right now. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is my most sexiest black man pose, actually, is what this is. This is a pose. If any of you ladies read Playgirl magazine or GQ or any of those, this is the pose we do. This is the sketch. So if you're looking for a sexy man, make sure this is pose number one. If he can't do this pose for you, like you get out the shower and he's not sitting like this, put your clothes back on, pack up your things, because he's not. This is textbook. I can't do the rest of them because I'm kind of old too. So I'm old sexy, so I can do this. I got this and a super dope two-step. That's it. Right to left. Every now and then I get a little liquor in me. I give you a cool little box step. 1 or 2. Don't get greedy. I ain't dipping you or spinning you or nothing like that. One of us gonna break something. So, yeah, bottles, glasses. Anyhow, but speaking of sexy man poses, I used to be a side dude back in the day, and I was very successful at it. I was a pro, if you will. I was a professional side dude. You might be wondering to yourself, how are you a professional side guy? Well, number one, first thing is, you gotta know your role. You are not to spend the night. There's no getting, nothing that you have to pay back. No lunches at McDonald's, no bus fare, no Uber rides, because that's gonna be expected back. Your only function as a side guy is to come in, drop the whammy, snatch up the condom, splash some water in your dick, go the fuck home. That's it. No hanging out, no what you doing tomorrow, none of that. Because she's got to do. Got to keep in mind, you are not able to keep the lifestyle that she's accustomed to. The guy she's with's got it. The reason why she's with him and not with you, he's got benefits. Number one, he's got benefits. You probably don't have that. Why? That's why you're a side dude. Side dudes don't have benefits. 9 times out of 10, side guy don't have no car. If any of this matches you fellas, sorry. So maybe you need to start taking notes at this point. Once I said no car, you were like, oh snap, maybe I'm a side piece. Oh man. If you're not invited to no family functions, the kids refer to you as uncle with a wink. Fellas, I'm sorry, you might be, ladies, same thing for you. Well, actually it's a little different. If you get $40 at the end of the day, you are definitely the other girl. $40 equals other chick. I'm just saying, just enough for you to get maybe your feet or nails did. That's just something that I know. Another thing is being a successful side dude, like I said, you have to leave them with no hope, zero hope. Like, you come to my house, first of all, I ain't even got no sheets on my bed. And I like sheets. That's what Mama said. She said, my baby boy, why you got no sheets on your bed? And I was like, oh no. She said, ladies like sheets. And I was like, that's why they ain't staying long enough. Check marking that. I'm not, no sheets. And if I do, they're the crummy like 6, 7, 8 thread, not the real nice 100 thread. I'm talking like 50 thread count, like this yarn. Basically, is what I'm saying. This is made out of yarn. Very uncomfortable. If I put silk on there, I like you. I like something nice. If you get the nice sheets on there, I like you. I got some really dope Superman sheets out. I put them on. Girl, like, you Superman. Yes. I like you. Everybody else is no sheets because I first of all, I ain't got time to do laundry like that. And second of all, I'm a guy. What am I doing with a whole bunch of sheets? That's ridiculous. That's another, fellas. If you got a lot of household accoutrements, just understand a guy like me is questioning you. Sorry. I'm just saying, like, if you got like if I come to your house and you got a couch with a couch cover and a bunch of pillows, I'm wondering. And if they're not all beat up and stuff, I'm wondering. If your pillows don't stink, I'm wondering. That's just me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm a homophobe. I don't know. I haven't began taking my new regimen of medication yet. So anybody smoke weed in here besides me and Brooke? Who else smokes pot? Any other?
Come
okay,
on.
Okay, cool. It's cool. Your bosses aren't watching this. They're not watching this. No, they're checking pictures. They're not looking for your live feed. Well, maybe, I don't know, but anyhow, does anybody here like eat a lot of weed or smoke so much weed that their poop smells like weed?
Nah.
I don't think y'all smoke as much weed as I do. I just don't think so. I don't think so. Like, have you ever like smoked so much weed that not only do you get like cotton mouth, but your lips get ashy and your knuckles? Okay, maybe that's just me. Maybe you all just don't smoke as much as pot as I do. Anybody's socks smell like weed? I like the exposed part, like the under part. Like the under part is the under part. I sweat. What I'm saying is I sweat THC. It's sad. I told my therapist I smoked a lot of pot, and he said, "How much weed do you smoke?" I just started laughing because I didn't even want to tell him the truth. Like he said, "How much weed do you smoke?" I said, "Oh, man. How many trees are in the forest? How much How much H2O is in water? I mean, like, really nice Jewish guy. He had a number for me every time. He was like, he had a number. Sorry, that's the racist part of my. Some medications that you get, they get you. One of the side effects is that it does make me tell the truth a lot. So I found out that I'm pretty racist out there. I am pretty fucking racist. Not like I hate other races, just like I will call out other races on the shit that they do because they're of that race. Like, okay, like the obvious, white folks just get away with everything. But I really admire Hispanics because they could be like one big ass house and like 30 of them motherfuckers in there, like 30 families in this one house, but the house is owned. We all laughed at that stuff. But they own that house and they own that car and the lawn care business they all work for. They all own that. So don't kick Eduardo's fucking lawnmower when he leaves it out at night. Just leave it alone. He's leave that shit alone. I'm just saying. They will fight you for that fucking little edging job that you just fucking off all day. Anyway, shout out to Uncle Biden. I ain't got no jokes about that. I just like calling him Uncle Joe. Really, actually, his full name to me is Crazy Uncle Joe. I feel as if that if Obama wasn't there like half the time, Joe would have socked somebody. He just had that look in his eye, like, say it again. That's how his face always looked to me. Like you'd be saying something, like they always saying stuff like in the little debates, and there's Biden in the audience just looking at you like, say one more word, I'll fuck your ass up out here. Like that's how he'd be looking at him, and I admire that about him. Yeah, that's the kind of vice president I would need to have. I want somebody to be like, so when I be like, oh, you don't believe me, Joe, choke you. So he just go out there, I just think that crazy Joe would do that, but. I digress. Let me go back to this side nigga shit because I was really, really good at it. I had a chick one time that she had kids and like I would be hitting it from the back and I'd have to turn the pictures down because their eyes will follow you. And I don't care what you say, like somebody say like I don't like that way that picture looks at me. It looks at me in a judging fashion. You've never seen an 8-year-old graduation picture from kindergarten, have you? You've never seen that. That's a judging picture right there. Because he's looking at you like, look at me. My mama was at this, and now look at how you got my mama now. My mama was at this right here looking dapper, and now you got to be looking like this. Her weave is all messed up. Look at what you did to my mama. My diploma means nothing right now. That's how I'm being felt. I'm being looked at by this picture of this little Terrell in his graduation.
You set it up there. It's a show. You just it's fine.
It's totally fine because no one ever says no to but Terrell, I hated that little dude. I couldn't stand it. First of all, like he would open a door and be like, "My mama not ready," and close the door. No, come in. No, hold on a minute. No, I'm gonna go get my mom. No, she's not ready, and close the door in my face. And then I'd hear Madden come on. He's playing Madden. I'm sitting outside. It's raining. He'd do it, especially if it's raining. Like he would look out the window, watch me walk up in the rain, and then have the door open just so he could be faster with it. I think that's what he would, so he can open the door quickly. Say, "Mama, boom," and close the door. So now I gotta stand outside. He know his daddy at work right now. I'm not supposed to be there. He know that. He's just trying to fuck up. He's a little cock blocker. I hate him. To this day, I hope he joined the gang. I hate that little fucker, man. I just can't stand it and stuff. He see me in the streets and be like, "Hi, Uncle Jay," and I'd be like, "Will you stop talking to me in the streets, man? Your daddy be right there. You know I'm not your uncle. He done met all your mama brothers." Then he give me this whatever nigga face and go back to playing Madden and talk about he gonna whoop my ass again. I owe him like $30. I'll tell you guys right now, I owe him $30. I stiffed him, because I can't go over there no more because COVID. Daddy at home too, so I can't go over there as often. So he ain't getting that $30 because I go over there and get $30. Her dude was huge. I go over there and give her $30. He's gonna fuck me up, bro. Not during COVID season, because now when I'm gonna be quarantined and beat up, I don't like that. That don't sound right. That don't sound like part of my life. Shout out to sex workers everywhere, by the way. Hell yeah. Speaking of side pieces.
Yeah.
They're big purses. I hate a look, this doesn't even have to do anything about whether we're compatible or not. As a person, I can't stand for a woman to have a big ass bag. Cause like all her whole life is in there from like 96 until today. Everything that she's done, every bus pass she's ever had, every change, every ticket for receipt, movie stubs for movies that she walked out on. Why? Why did you want that memory? You walked out on that movie, but you have the ticket stub to Terminator 4. I don't get it. I don't even understand. And that movie didn't even do good in DVD sales, but you got it in your bag. Broken. What's the use of a broken lip liner? Except for maybe a weapon in jail. Are we shanking people out in these streets, ladies with big bags? I'm not really even sure right now. I'm scared. I met a chick that had 14 pairs of broken sunglasses. And each pair had a story and a promise to get fixed. And a promise to get, I got these at the Eyeglass Hut at the Boulevard Mall on Tuesday. I remember it was a Tuesday because it was raining and windy that day. And it's never raining and windy on any other day but on Tuesday, if it's going to be raining or windy. So I bought some sunglasses to protect my eyes from the rain and the wind. Every pair has a story and a promise to get fixed. I don't understand. I don't actually, really, to be honest with you, I don't want to understand. I don't like guys who have big wallets. Get rid of some of them big. Look, you're never going back to Subway again. You know you're not. They don't even do the stamp card no more. It's all digital. You still got a stamp card trying to get your free Subway. My dad used to have, there was a dry cleaners. My dad was at this dry cleaners and he would go there and he was one stamp away from getting a free dry clean and they knocked that building down. This was like in '89. He still had, I said, Daddy, get rid of that card. He said, it may open back up. Where they gonna open back up? They don't even make those kind of hangers no more too. They don't even put your clothes in hanger. They put your dry cleaning in a bag with nice, expensive hangers now. I don't even know why you want to go to that place that gave you the cheap hangers. I don't know why I'm debating hangers right now. I'm just saying, like, fellas, if you got a fat look, if you get it with a guy and you just so happen to accidentally open his wallet up, like it fell on the floor and opened up, and you see he's got like 19 credit cards, but only one of them is real and it's a debit card, leave it. Collect your things. Put your pants back on and go home. Because there's no hope there. There's absolutely no hope. I'm Jay Coldwater. You guys have been awesome. Thank you very much for the time. I think I should go more, but I want to get a piece of this lightning round, and I want everybody to have a good time. So thank you very much. Love everybody, and dope shit.
Yeah. Woo! Jay Coldwater. Keep it going for Jay and Catherine and Jimmy.
Yes.
That bubbly 69 obsessed host. Oh, and the Jay Rock. Yeah, and then Natalie gonna text us. Woo! We're gonna do a lightning round. The first person had to go, so we are gonna have Kim, then Ira, then Ian, then Tyler, then Nick, And then if Jimmy and Jay and Catherine want to do a minute each, we can throw that on at the very end. It'll be like another layer of icing. It'll be really fun. All right. Are you ready? Please put your hands together. From across the sea in the UK, Kim Nash.
Yay. One thing, anyone who's seen this performer, aka me, before, all I ask is that you know what's coming, so keep it a secret. Because everyone else here, keep it a fucking secret.
Okay.
One thing I will say, Jimmy, long time no see. We meet again.
Yes, we sure do, Kim.
We meet again, I know, right? Anyway, but yeah, it's been a weird while. One thing we will ignore tonight is that the fact that it's hard to see on here, but one of my eyes is redder than the other. We will ignore that fact and we'll come back to it never. We never come back to it because no one gives a fuck. Okay? So it's been a weird couple of days. One thing I've got this weird thing recently. I'm trying to go where's this set going? Don't know. Don't even ask. I never know where this set is going. I made a promise to what the fuck, Ian? What?
Nothing. I typed wrong.
Okay. So, I was gonna say.
Ignore me.
Fuck, how did this happen? Where was I going? Oh yes, no, that's not where I was going. I'm trying to lead into the big finale thing. Oh yeah, of course. I made a promise to a lot of people that I'm going to stop talking about my mother's anus.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, my reaction as well is like, oh come on, you can take away my freedom, but my freedom to talk about my mum's anus, really? You could have chosen anything else to take. I know,
Not
right?
that.
Everyone in this room is just like, not again. Not again! Not again, for fuck's sake. Okay. Right, 1 minute 5. Okay, now we got to lead into it. Recently, I've been doing a lot of research into fear and how we learn about fear from a very young age. It sounds like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't. I clearly don't. But one thing I've noticed with fear, especially with me, when I get scared or when I feel fear, I get an erection. Now, yeah, that's the reaction I wanted, okay? Also, with fear, the weird thing about fear, I have this sort of alter ego that keeps coming back and forth every so often. Here's the subliminal message. This red eye keeps coming back all the time, you know, and this red eye just like keeps fucking coming back and it just keeps fucking yes, 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 yes. What the fuck happened there? Okay, that is not how to do it. Okay, bye.
Woo! Woo! Put your hands together for, oh, I did it wrong. There we go. Ira Claiborne.
What the fuck?
Hey, yeah. From a Kiss family.
You good, bro?
I only realized that was weird about 2 weeks ago doing a Zoom show. That's not why I'm gay, for the record. There were both men and women I had to kiss. It was gross. And they would always do this weird lip shit. Like they would lick them. Like, ew, we're related. Don't moisturize that shit. Don't you have dry lips? Dry lips for family. Wet lips for everybody. It wasn't incest because it wasn't consensual. So the South, if you couldn't tell by my accent, I do try to hide it. Nobody really thinks you're smart if you talk quite like this. That's why Taylor Green still talks like this. Y'all don't know who that is. I was talking shit about a bitch. Look, I want to do some songs for you. I know that you've been hearing them a lot lately, but I'm really kind of trying to give up stand-up comedy and move into, you know, the singer-songwriter realm. Okay. That I'm And then here's what a woman has to do to get put on the same stage, right? Hot people Like, how is that fair? Talk about fucking equality. We need like $3 extra just to have to do that. Y'all get away with some. Put up my hands in my hands again. Like every white man, do you guys know these songs? They're your tongue. That's your common tongue, right? I don't. I think that we owe it to women. We should just give them a chip off the block. I will say pay teachers more. Black lives motherfucking matter. And shout out to Brooke for doing this every week, and Natalie. XOXO, my name's Eric Claiborne.
Do you know why the guys get away with just grunting in substitution of singing? It's because nothing gets a lady going more than a man grunting. Not doing it. That's what I just wrote that. I didn't actually write that. I just thought of it off the top. That was my first mistake. I will stop thinking immediately. That's not a good idea for me. Gotta never think again. Anyway, they say the first step is admitting you have a problem. And I'm not ready to do that yet. I don't have any problems. So I had some all-natural Cheetos the other day. It's just not the same. You know, I just have to have that maltodextrin. Otherwise, it's just not. Yeah, I need to turn into a walking chemical plant in order to get that euphoric Cheeto feel that I'm looking for. Yeah, I masturbate a lot. I masturbate so much that my dick is trying to get a restraining order on me. Yeah. And he's trying to take custody of my balls, too.
It's gonna be a messy divorce.
I keep calling my friend Annalise, and she keeps telling me she's not that kind of lawyer. I just don't want to lose my balls. That joke is awful. You can tell a lot about a man based on the way he treats the women he can't fuck. And I used to be a lot nicer to all the women here. And I'm sorry that I'm not as nice anymore. Yeah, I kind of suck. Let's see. Someone told me that we spend enough money on dog treats to get someone to Mars. I'm like, yeah, but I'd rather have my dog happy than to have some dude go to Mars. You know, they'll probably pick a white dude too. You know, that's like the rules or something. That's like, oh, let's see on the list. Here's John Smith. Oh yeah, that'll do. What a name. All right, that sucked. Thank you very much. Yeah, cool.
Tyler, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, well, not you guys, the audience, but from my Zoom people, you can see that I've been running around crazy like there's a burglar in my house or something like that. No, I'm trying to do Contagious, Mike, while I'm trying to send one kid out the door and trying to make sure another kid goes to sleep. I put the baby down and she's like, I'm just like, oh, this is great. You know, I'm finally going to get a chance to do Contagious and get on and do a mic in the afternoon because I haven't done it yet. And what happens right after Jay finishes up? Fucking baby wakes up. She's just standing at the monitor, just looking at me like, change my shitty diaper, please. Please change my diaper. And I'm just like, oh, okay, this is great. You know, this is why I signed up for fatherhood, obviously. You know, changing shitty diapers at inopportune times. But it's been a crazy week. Obviously, the weather was really insane. They called me off work on Monday. I called my boss on Tuesday, and I'm like, "Hey, it's going to be colder Tuesday. Are we going to still work Tuesday?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Doesn't make any sense, man. Like, Tuesday was the colder day. Why didn't we just work today and work Tuesday?" It's like, well, you know, we can't lose another day, so we got to work Tuesday, and you also have to work Saturday. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? Really? I'll make up for 2 fucking cold days, and I'm getting time to sit at home and smoke weed. What the fuck?
Damn.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to go a little bit different today, and I have a mea culpa because I had a rough week. And earlier this week, I disappointed a friend of mine. I'm not going to go into all the details. I'm not going to give you all the names, but I think everyone knows. And it was a sin of omission. I didn't do anything terrible, but I didn't do what I should have done. I should have stood up for someone. A simple, that really doesn't sound like them would have been enough. Now, I can make excuses about I didn't really know the situation. I don't like starting conflicts, all that sort of stuff. But all it would have taken was you know what? That doesn't really sound like them. And I'm embarrassed that I didn't say that. So I'd like to say it now and just kind of clear the air. I would like to say, take care of each other. You see someone saying something that doesn't sound right, say, hey, does that really sound like them? Just try to be nicer. There's always a reason to be mad for someone, but don't give into that. Just try to take care of each other. So there's a little bit of a mea culpa, so I'm going to take that goodwill, and I'm going to poop on Ian for just a half a second. So Ian, you know I love you, buddy, but I got to tell you, 20 years ago, I was the more muscular, not ginger version of you. It goes real fast, buddy. Maybe try being nice again. See how that works out for you. Take it easy. I will expect return fire. It's my time. Thank you very much.
Hey, well, one thing they tell you when you're doing comedy is be yourself. Well, here I am, completely alone in my house doing comedy on my phone because I'm desperate for validation. And I don't think be yourself is the best advice anyway. It's certainly not the best advice for me. Like I said in my set, I'm a paranoid, anxious and depressed, recently bereaved, unemployed, recovering addict suffering from symptoms of complex PTSD. And I've been under lockdown for 11 months. I don't think you're ready for me to be myself. And that isn't the best advice for everyone. I mean, would you say that to someone like Jeffrey Dahmer? Be yourself. I can imagine Jeffrey Dahmer going into work one day, ready to confess to all his crimes. Like, oh man, I have to tell you something. I keep getting drunk and going to bars and hitting younger guys. Then I bring out my sleeping tablets. And some fucking idiot in the chocolate factory's like, Jeff, it's all good. Just be yourself. Jeff's walked away thinking it's okay to keep heads in the fridge and try and turn people into sex zombies. There's probably someone that tells Boris Johnson, and I can't even remember his name, he's so boring. What's your new president? Joe Biden? Somebody probably tells Joe Biden to be himself every morning, and that's how he get outshone by a man in mittens at his own inauguration. Yeah. Cheers, thanks.
One more.
Shoot. I don't even know what I tell you guys right now. I've got a minute to talk, so I guess. Hey, Ian, man, pay no never mind to the naysayers. You were on the correct path to being a professional side nigga. Just thought I'd let you know that right now. Yes, that's another way of living with no hope. You don't want them to stay what you want. You want them to know immediately that you're not a nice guy. They married a nice guy. You get to be the asshole. drop pipe, go home. That's it. That's your only job in life is being a side piece. Drop pipe, go home. Don't birthdays, remember? The hell with that. Professional side nigga never remembers a birthday. Why you want to hang around for that shit? What woman don't like a dude to know their birthday? I get cussed out by my best friend if I don't call her at fucking 4:45 in the morning on December 15th. I'm not even fucking her. So, yeah, fuck that shit. That's it. Follow me on everything. Yeah.
Yeah, follow him on everything. Yeah. That was some joy. I hope it's contagious. I hope you laugh and laugh and laugh when you think about how goofy that was. One more round of applause for everyone. That was a really fun show. We'll be back next week for another round, another group of silly people. Thank you so much